My name is Taisha. I have been on Zepbound for 15 months, specifically 66 weeks, and I wanted to share my experience with you. Okay, so before I talk about Zepbound and that journey, I want to tell you what led me here. I spent the majority of my life small, my first 30 something years of my life, small. Didn't have issues with weight, but what I did have, what I've had that has gone back since I can remember is food noise. So even though it didn't reflect in how I looked and on the scale, it was definitely an issue. I spent my life excited about the next meal. So even as a kid in school, I was looking forward to lunch. That's like a crucial part of the day, right? And then after school, knowing that I could get home and have a snack, and then it was going to be dinner. This was rinse and repeat. Now, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy other things and I didn't have a good childhood. I'm just letting you know that food was something that was constantly on my mind. We weren't deprived, we weren't poor, we weren't lacking in any way. That is just the way that I was wired. And I thought it was normal. It's not something that I openly had discussions with other people about. I just thought it was normal. I am 5'7", and I was 5'7" when I graduated, and I was 112 pounds. When I went through basic, the way that I got through basic training was looking forward to the next meal. When we got up in the morning, I was excited, like, okay, we're getting ready to eat breakfast. So once that's done, my next focal point, lunch, next focal point, dinner. And then it's like, that's how I got through. So I was able to get through everything because I was always looking for, it was like a reward, right? Okay, when we get here, then I'm going to eat. I just wanted you to get a glimpse of that's food noise for sure. It had nothing to do with hunger. There was something about it that just I got comfort from eating. This went on for years and years, right? When I get to my 30s, things started changing. Even after having kids, I mean, the weight dropped off. So I can't say that having 5 kids is what caused me to be overweight. That wasn't related. My poor lifestyle habits, that is what caused me to eventually start gaining and keeping weight, right? It's like I didn't realize that this was poor wiring. And I'm using that phrase. I know it's something else, but essentially the wiring was off because that's not how we should be. We should not be living to eat, right? We should eat to live. And I definitely was living to eat. So when I started on Zepbound in February of last year, that was it for me. It was like that switch finally flipped off and it stayed off, right? There have been 2 days this entire time that I've been on this medication where I had some brief food noise and I was under some stress. Now, I can tell you this last week has been one of the most stressful weeks that I've had in a very long time, and the food noise still didn't come back. So I'm on 5 milligrams of Zepbound. I take it once a week. That's it. I don't make any changes to that. I don't take it sooner. I don't stretch it out once a week. And that's what works for me. And that is what I plan to continue to do. And this is not just about weight loss. So I've gotten some questions about, because I'm at my goal, am I going to stay on the medication? Yes, because this is not just about weight loss. And I want you to know too, just taking the medication and not do like if you kept everything the same exact way you were before Zepbound or whatever GLP-1 you're on, if you keep things exactly the same, you will stay the same. If you look hard enough, it's not too hard, right? If you look out there, you will see there are people on this medication. They're not losing weight. N- It's not doing all of the work for them. So if you're someone who your expectation is to just take the shot and that's it, not eat a little bit less at least, or move your body, I am telling you, I'm confident in telling you, you're not going to be successful. It takes a mindset and habit shift to be successful on this. And thinking about more than just the number on the scale or I want to be this size. It's got to be deeper than that. Your why has to be deeper than that. So, anyway, I started in February of last year. on 2.5 milligrams, took that for 4 weeks, and then I moved up. When I took that first shot, that switch flipped off. It was the same day. I took it in the afternoon. As soon as it came in, opened it up and took it. I would say that same day, that switch flipped off, and I was amazed. Now, I thought it was gonna come back, right? Because that's just been my life, right? Having this food noise. So I thought, "Okay, this is working now. Let me start weighing my food," because I wasn't counting calories. I was against that. I didn't want to. And because of when you have an eating disorder and you're working with dietitians and therapists, they don't want you counting calories. So I leaned into that because I didn't want to count calories anyway. But after 4 weeks, that first 4 weeks, I lost 18.8 pounds in 4 weeks. I wasn't eating enough. That was way too fast. I started at 183, right? Yeah, I told you my highest was 216, but when I started on this medication, I was 183. So losing 18.8 pounds in 4 weeks, that's a lot. That's not your typical healthy, average, scale with losing weight. And I lost quite a bit of muscle. How do I know? Because I had a DEXA scan. I had one done in January before starting the medication, right? About a month before starting. And then I had another one in March, about a month after being on it. And I was down, according to the scans from January and March, I lost 4 pounds of fat and 14 pounds of muscle. So that definitely wasn't the goal. So I knew, okay, I need to track better. Yeah, I'm weighing things out, but it's time to start counting calories. And that's why I started doing that. It wasn't about a restrictive mindset, right? Because I know there are people who do it in a way where it's like, I don't want to eat more than this. And for me, it was like, I don't want to be under this amount. So that's why I started doing that. I also started strength training a couple of weeks after starting my journey. I felt comfortable doing that. I found a YouTube channel that I liked and I felt like, okay, I watched her programs. I was like, okay, I can do this one. And what I started off with was the Body Recomp 2.0 series, and that's by Kira Mitlow. Now, her channel then used to be called Strong Sisters United, and now it's just Kira Mitlow. And that program is still on there if you're interested. So that was something that I felt was doable. Now, was I a rock star when I started off? Absolutely not. I was out of shape. So it took time, but I was okay with that. I didn't have this I didn't go into it with this, like, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna be down and I'm gonna be small, right? That was never my goal was never to be skinny. I spent my life skinny, so that wasn't something that was necessarily appealing to me, but I was not comfortable. My joints were I was not comfortable in my body before. I'm comfortable now, okay? So I started those, I was doing those workouts and over time, I noticed, okay, I'm able to go a little bit longer. I don't have to keep resting. Oh, hey, now I'm able to go back up or go up a little bit in weight. Nice. Those were things that I was looking. Those were the ways that I was assessing progress, right? Not just how I looked, but how I felt, what I was able to do. Um, Being able to do jump squats, for 30 seconds and not stopping 4 or 5 times. But if you have to do that now, that's okay. And I just said that I'm going to enjoy this process. And that's what I was doing. I didn't have this, end goal. Now, I put a weight down, a desired weight on paper. For my age and my height, I looked it up and I put myself in the middle. So I said 135. And I didn't think I was gonna make it to that. I mean, I'm just being real with you, but that's what I put down. Ideally, I wanted a 22% body fat. Now, I was in March of 2024, my body fat percentage was 39%. I'm at a 22 now, but it took a year. It took me a year to get there. And yes, I could have gotten there faster, but not in a way that was sustainable for me. The way that I've done things this time, sustainable. And I just believe in taking these slow steps. And that's not the way that I operated before. but that didn't work for me. And that's how I ended up in that situation again. So, my advice to you, slow and steady. Slow and steady. It's very enticing when we first start something. We get excited. We want to do all the things. I think that's the phrase that everybody uses now. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. It's not sustainable long term. Okay. So, slow and steady. I made the dietary changes. I switched to whole food plant based. I am a vegan. Vegan does not equal healthy. Vegan does not equal skinny. Okay. Everybody that's a vegan is not, it, true vegans are not eating in that way because they want to be skinny or lose weight. It is about the animals and the environment. Okay. So I'll just let you know that. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you're interested in it, you can look it up. But I was a very unhealthy vegan. I was eating all of the faux meats in excess. Like it just, I wasn't eating animals. I wasn't eating animal products. And for me at that time, that was enough. So when I started on Zepbound in February, I decided to switch to a whole food plant based diet. So that's primarily what my food is. I eat some processed things. Obviously, anything not in its natural form is processed. But as far as like Oreos are vegan. I don't eat that kind of stuff. And I don't desire it. Okay. As somebody who had gallbladder issues, eating high fatty foods, they just didn't work with my system, so I don't eat them. That's the reason. It is definitely related to how it makes me feel and not, "Oh, if I eliminate this group, it's gonna make me smaller." It's nothing to do with that. It's all for me health-based and then, you know, what aligns with what I wanna do, and I love animals, so I don't wanna eat them. I drink a lot of water. I did not do that before. I was drinking everything else except for water. So I did consume a lot of liquids, fluids prior to starting this journey. So it was very easy to switch over to drinking that much water because I was already used to getting in a lot of fluids. If you're not, slow and steady, slow and steady. If you're not a big water drinker, I understand. But water is good for us and we need it. It's good for your skin. It's good to keep things flowing. And we don't give our pets soda or coffee or any of these other things that we enjoy. We give them water because that's what's, that's what we need. The other stuff is what we want, but we actually need water. So if you can start incorporating more water, maybe replacing one of your sugary drinks with a water and then just build up over time. It's a lot easier to drink more water too when it's warmer outside, 'cause there's this tendency to wanna have, warm, comforting things when it's, cold outside. So, now that we're getting into the summertime, it should be a little bit easier to consume more water, so that's good for you, right? If you are anti-tracking, like you just don't wanna track your calories, you're gonna have to figure out a way to make sure that you're getting enough, right? So even if you were to take some meals that you like and then just calculate them, just so you have an idea of what they are, you don't have to do that every single day. But I have an idea because I did it for over a year of what these different pairings come to. So I don't feel the need to do that anymore because it's now become a lifestyle and it's normal. And it will be that way for you too. It just takes some adjusting. It takes some adjusting. We are we are humans, right? We're designed to go with things that kind of we gravitate towards things that are what we want. For example, if there's a creator that you like and they're on this medication and they don't work out, right? They just don't want to. You're probably going to gravitate towards that person if you're someone who doesn't want to do those things. But what I want you to understand is these are things that are necessary. It's even on Eli Lilly's website. I keep saying Eli Lilly. It's on Lilly's website. With this medication, you want to make healthier choices. You want to make lifestyle changes, which that's moving your body and eating less. And just go to the website. It's there. It tells you. It tells you. Don't get caught up in the dose. Like, what's the magic dose to lose the most weight? What are you doing? Assess what you're doing. Have you made changes? Are you eating enough? Are you drinking enough? Are you getting enough fiber? Are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough? That's the thing that we typically have to worry about on this medication. Now, there's some people that it's not affecting them in the way that maybe they didn't have food noise. So you're not going to really notice a huge difference like someone who had that, someone who that's all they thought about, right? That was me. And that was a life. This is something that's been going on since I was a kid. So to have that come off, that's amazing. And it has created this space for me to be able to make these changes and they're sustainable. That's what we want. We want sustainability. We don't want to rush to the goal and then you get to the goal and there's nothing past that. We want to continue. And that's not something that I'd done previously. You know, I would always end up gaining the weight back and then some. And I did that enough to where I got to 216 pounds. So that's it. I'm not saying that you have to be restrictive and cut out food groups, but if you notice that you're eating something now and it doesn't agree with you, don't keep trying to force it. Let it go and find something else. So you'll see that I eat a lot of the same things. One, I like them, they're easy, and they make me feel good physically. So I enjoy them, but they also don't cause me to feel weighed down, tired. I don't have stomach issues. I'm not struggling with constipation or those things that I struggled with before because I'm eating in a way that obviously my body is responding well to. So you'll have to figure out what that is for you. Um, you can check out my Instagram that has everything that I eat on there and all of my workouts. So I'm always following other people. So I don't create workouts or do anything like that. I keep everything super simple. And that is really simple. Oh, the side. Simply Taisha. I really do keep everything simple. For me, simple equals sustainable. If I overcomplicate something, I won't be able to continue. So that's just, my 2 cents about that. So just to sum it up really quickly, take your medication once a week as prescribed. Don't get caught up in which site has the most weight loss. Focus on your actions and your habits because you're going to eventually get to maintenance and that stuff's not going to matter because you're going to be maintaining. And if you're someone that plans to come off the medication, you really want to have your lifestyle and your habits dialed in because if not, you will gain the weight back. You will. You will. And there are people that, you can find lots of people that have had that experience. They come on, they come off, they come on, they come off, and it's because they haven't gotten it yet. And for me, I'm not coming off because again, this is not just about weight loss for me. This is the only thing. And I was on Vyvanse. Okay, again, I was diagnosed with a binge eating disorder in 2020. I was on Vyvanse, which is it's an amphetamine, and that I was still able to eat on that. Now it helped a while at first, but after you know, it didn't take long for me to get to a point where I could go back to binging. What was happening is the medication was helping me through the day, but when the evening and night, when that came, that's when the binges were coming. And so it had slowed down initially, but then it increased. So when I got to that point, I didn't want to keep going up in the medication. So I decided to stop taking it. I didn't want to be on that. So this medication, to be on this and for it to work without the side effects, without feeling jittery or like I'm on something or too much caffeine or whatever, this is something that I don't even notice, right? So I'm going to take the injection after this and it's not like, "Oh, I notice it kick in." There's no kick in for me. It's just my new normal. And you're gonna get to your new normal too. It's gonna take some time, okay? So focus on that. Focus on lifestyle changes. Focus on adding movement, things that you enjoy, because you're more inclined to continue if it's something that you actually enjoy doing. Um, and yeah, don't get caught up in the stuff that's not important. Things that I have going on that I feel would be helpful for you. I do a daily dose of mindset video every single day, and I've been doing that since the end of February. So there's something there every day. And it's just a few minutes, and it's to help you with what I think is the most important part of this journey, which is your mindset. If you can get that together and get that aligned, you'll be pretty successful on this. And it doesn't mean that things won't be difficult. They're gonna be difficult days. That's just a part of it. But they won't be as hard, and hopefully you'll get to a point where it won't completely shut you down. And actually, a bad moment doesn't have to turn into a bad day. Let it be that moment and move on from it. Don't compare your progress or your journey with anybody else because your journey is gonna be a personal journey and it's yours, okay? We could have 3 people, the same exact height, age, and weight, and they're still gonna have different journeys. Everybody's rate of weight loss will be different, you know? So just focus on how you feel. Focus on what you're able to do now that you weren't able to do before. And that will help you on days and weeks where you get on the scale and it's not different. Focus on the other stuff because it's so much more rewarding. I promise you, when you get to your weight, then what? We wanna have a plan for that. So that's enough about that. I want to tell you, I do have a channel membership. I have 2 levels, Charming Caterpillars and Blossoming Butterflies. And we are starting the Blossoming Butterflies, an 8-week program. I consider it a transformative program that I made. And it's called Simply Beyond the Scale. And those live streams are every Thursday at 7 o'clock. And again, that's for the Blossoming Butterflies level. On Mondays at 7 p.m. for everybody, I have um, just a regular live stream. And a lot of times it's focused on, GLP-1 stuff and also some mindset habit shift things in there. So I just invite you to join the Monday live streams and see how you like it. You know, it's it may not be for you, or you may find it pretty helpful. So you won't know unless you check it out. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's about it. I I have been in maintenance for what, 6 or 7 months now. So I don't really have a whole lot of new stuff to report every week. It's basically what I bring to the table, what I can show you is what consistency looks like. So it's not flashy. I don't have all this cool stuff to show you every week. It's consistency. It's real life. And it's my real life. So what's working for me may not work for everyone else, but it's here. So take what you feel is beneficial and leave the rest. So I have already gone on longer than I wanted to, but I just wanted to kind of give you a glimpse of what led me here and how this medication has truly changed my life. And if you're someone that experienced the same things that I did with the food noise and just basically where your life revolved around food, hopefully this medication works for you and it gives you the space to be able to make permanent lifestyle changes that are sustainable for you. And I'll leave you with this. We can share our journeys, but we should never compare them. Have a great day.